Kaitlyn Forsyth.
I didn't expect to be able to make it today, and it was very last minute for me. But I'm very honored to be here and very happy to be here for Kaitlyn's sake. I'm extremely proud of her, what she's accomplished, and I love her so much. And I just knew I had to be here, so I did what it took to be here. I have memories of her since she was a baby. For Kendra, I love her screaming at the top of her lungs and her sleeping through it anyway. All the way through the dog chasing her and me defending her against the dog and her saying, "Kill it, Daddy." Kill it. Till now. And I love her. I love all my children, but today I just want to say that I appreciate you, my daughter, and I love you too.
Can't catch my breath. It's a lot going on today. Early on in my prestigious career as a homeschool mom, I read a quote that I loved by William Butler Yeats, and I know so many of you know it, but it says, "Education is not the filling of a bucket, but the lighting of a fire," and that really resonated with me. That became my goal in homeschooling my children, was to instill a joy of learning and the capacity to be lifelong learners. So even though today is what we call a graduation, I hope for Kaitlyn that she never stops learning, never stops asking questions, and doesn't ever stop being curious about the world. So many of you in this room are homeschool moms too, and you know what I say, what I mean when I say that teach your child to read in 100 easy lessons is not always that easy. But teaching them to read was really, really important because it unlocked the doors to learning so many other things. When Kaitlyn was little, we went through the Little House on the Prairie series, and I would read long excerpts from those books, and that was one of my favorite memories with my kids, was reading those stories. And then afterwards, we'd ask them questions. What did they understand from what you read? And Kaitlyn would always say, "I don't get it. I don't get it." So there were a lot of reasons to homeschool. If I'm completely honest about it, one of the most significant reasons that I personally had for wanting to homeschool my children was a longing that I had to be close to my children, a longing that came with me through my childhood into being a parent, and I wanted to have a really close relationship with my children. And one of the biggest joys that I have in life is to see that they are best friends. My kids love each other. They fight like all siblings do, but they truly enjoy one another's company, and when something significant happens, they want to share it, and that's just such a huge blessing that has come from this homeschool journey. But as a mom, are you worried that you're going to mess your kids up? I hope that they don't have to undo too much of what we've done through this homeschool journey. But Kaitlyn flourished in spite of my best attempts to teach her all that I knew. And I learned that I could claim no ownership over her, that she was fearfully and wonderfully made by one who had a way bigger plan for her life than I could ever pencil into a lesson plan book myself. I had to learn that it wasn't my job to make her the person that I wanted her to be. As one of my favorite homeschool mentors from the 1800s, Charlotte Mason, said, is that children are born persons, that this person came to me very much a person all on her own, very different from myself. And Max Lucado wrote in one of his books, don't look at your child as a blank page awaiting your pen, but as a written book awaiting your study. And so it became my job as Kaitlyn's mom to learn who she really was and who God had designed her to be. I've described often this daughter of mine much like God giving Grace Kelly to Roseanne Barr as a mother. I can be boisterous and ridiculous, and Kaitlyn is gracious and graceful and cautious. I can be clumsy and reckless, and she's gentle and delicate. But it's the ironic thing that God gives us just what we need, and putting the two of us together stretched both of us, and it helped us learn that everybody's not the same and that we all have to make room for each other. Sorry, it's James's fault. Whatever he had, I This same little girl who would tilt her head and scrunch up her nose and say, "I don't get it," now helps me understand poetry by Lord Byron and the complexities of art and hidden meanings and things and so much more. And the student becomes the teacher. And I learned so much more than I feel like I could have ever taught her. So the next chapter in this amazing story appears that Kaitlyn will be going to Shepherd University. She's been accepted into their art program. And while college acceptance feels like a little seal of approval on all the reading and writing and arithmetic that we've learned all these years, and perhaps some reassurance that I didn't mess her up too badly, her acceptance into the art program is really a very exciting indication of her own natural talent. She did not get it from me. So she stands here, this beautiful young woman. I can take no credit for her. I fed her and clothed her and loved her like crazy. But the rest of it's all been the work of the Lord. So, my commission is from Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams.